Hi, Becky Arnold with Sierra Sotheby's International Realty in Tahoe City. Let's talk about appraisals. So if you get a loan for your house, the bank is going to require that an appraisal is done. This is to ensure that the property is valued at the agreed upon price. So the bank will send an appraiser out, and a few days later you'll get a report. Now if it comes in at value, fantastic. You can remove that contingency. We move right along to the next steps in the escrow process. Now what happens if all of a sudden the property doesn't appraise at value? Does that mean the deal is dead? No, absolutely not. There's a number of things that can happen if we have a shortfall between the agreed on price and what the appraiser has come up with. Sometimes they call it a gap, sometimes they call it a shortfall. But there's a couple ways to remedy it. One, you can renegotiate with the seller and come up with a difference, something that's agreeable to both parties. Secondly, if the seller is adamant that he's going to sell for that price, you have to see if you have the funds to make up the difference between what the bank has appraised it at and the purchase price. And third, another thing that happens, and this actually just happened to me a few months ago, I had a property that appraised at a low value, and I requested to see the appraisal. Now I'll warn you, you don't always get to see the appraisals, but because this one came in less than value, I asked to see the appraisal. In the process, I discovered that some of the comps or comparable properties that they used to compare to determine the value of this property, they actually weren't good comps in my opinion. And it had to do with the fact that they didn't have beach access, they didn't have some other things. I don't want to get into the weeds, but needless to say, I went back to the bank and I gave them another list of properties that showed the value of the house and that it would work. So there's a few different ways to mitigate it, but the main thing is we do need to get an appraisal done, and we will come to a meeting of minds, whether that's at the agreed to price or if we can negotiate something else. If you have any other questions about appraisals, please reach out anytime. We're here to help. Thank you so much.